ragtime gal. Send me a kiss by wire. Baby, my heart's on fire. If you refuse me, honey, you lose me. Then you'll be left alone. Oh, baby, telephone and tell me I'm your own.
Hello and welcome to the Stan and Ollie review. So Stan and Ollie is about Laurel and Hardy, who's played by Steve Kruger, I think that's his name, and John C. Reilly. And this isn't really like a generic biopic of just like how they started off with their fame, but more like after it, how they still stayed relevant after that. So what they did was they went on these theatrical tours, and as you can see, because of the time, because of the period, is that they're not really as popular as they once were. So they're trying to stay as relevant as they possibly can by still making money off it. And what I really like about this movie, first off, John C. Reilly and Steve Kruger are absolutely fantastic in this movie. They have great chemistry, bouncing off each other. You can actually really feel that they really love each other in this as well. That it actually feels like Laurel and Hardy. John C. Reilly probably surprised me a little bit more than Steve Kruger because I'm not really used to John C. Reilly doing something like this. But, you know, when he was on there, it felt like I was watching Hardy. It didn't feel like I was watching John C. Reilly. Steve Kruger was really good as Laurel, but he wasn't really as good as John C. Reilly, in my opinion. He was good, but not as good. But what really separates this from most generic biopics is that it's not really about how they started off with their fame. It's not really just like, oh yeah, like, this is what they did, like, before they became famous. No, this one is taking itself after when they were famous, after when they became, you know, Laurel and Hardy. So it's interesting to see what they did, like, after, like, their fame, after they crashed and burned, and, like, how they still stayed relevant. Because most acts nowadays, it's hard for them to stay relevant. Like, they're finding it very difficult. Like, they were fantastic in the past, but nowadays they just they're just getting really difficult to stay relevant, to stay modern. Laurel and Hardy were just like, oh yeah, we can actually, like, do our original material, but we can still stay relevant at the same time. And they actually managed to find a way to do both of that. In the end, this movie is actually really enjoyable. It's not boring it's not really boring in any way, but it's not really like a generic biopic. And that's something that I think that I really gravitate this movie towards. It's not really just like, oh yeah, like, this is how Laurel and Hardy started, this is how they became famous, this is how, like, what happens, like, when they had a fallout, they moved on, and they just split up. It's not like that. This is taking its place after that. And I think that's a really interesting way to actually bring it, turn it into a new story, a new light, and something different to show what Laurel and Hardy was. Okay, so what do you think of Stan and Ollie? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Comment down below, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.